Configuring the statutory Provident Fund PF for India in SAP HCM involves several layers, from defining the trust type to setting up the specific contribution rules and personnel calculation rules, PCRs. Here is the step-by-step technical guide to setting up PF. 1. Define trust type and reference numbers. First, you must categorize whether the PF is handled by a Government Regional Provident Fund Commissioner, RPFC, or an exempted trust, managed in-house. Path: SPRO, Payroll India, Statutory Social Contribution, Provident Fund, define trust type, and maintain trust details. Action: assign your personnel selection grouping to the trust type, government or exempted, and enter the PF account number and establish an code. 2. Maintain PF groups and subgroups. You need to define the groups that determine how the system calculates contributions, e.g., whether the employer pays the pension or if there is a voluntary contribution. Path: SPRO, Payroll, Payroll India, Statutory Social Contribution, Provident Fund. Define PF groups. Action: create a PF group and map it to your personnel area, sub-area. This links the geographic location and the legal entity to the PF rules. 3. Configure contribution ratios. The standard statutory rates, typically 12% for both employee and employer, are maintained in the system constants. Table: VT7 INR 1. Key fields: EPF, employee, 12%, 8.33%, subject to the statutory ceiling, currently 15,000 rupees. Employer PF, 3.67%, the remainder of the 12% after the pension contribution. EDLI and admin charges, typically 0.5% each. 4. Define the PF wage base, the eligibility wage. You must tell the system which wage types, basic, DA, etc., form the basis for the PF calculation. Path: SPRO, Payroll India, Statutory Social Contribution, Provident Fund, maintain PF wage types. Technical check: ensure your PF eligible wage types are configured to feed into the technical wage type /111 PF basis. Use processing class 72 with the appropriate specification to ensure these amounts are accumulated correctly. 5. Personnel calculation rules, PCRs, and schema. The payroll driver uses specific rules to calculate the final values during a payroll run. Schema: INPF, Provident Fund India. Key PCRs: INP1 calculates the PF basis and the contributions. INP2 handles the calculation of the employer's pension scheme, EPS, based on the statutory ceiling. Infotype: in short, Infotype 0587. Provident Fund Trust Details is maintained for the employee. This is where you specify the PF pension fund joining dates and voluntary PF VPF amounts. 6. Testing and validation. After configuration, run a payroll simulation for a sample employee and check the RT results table for these technical wage types.